Hey to all, just a bit of shed life. Thought I'd share this with you. I'm just doing, I've got this Diff out of McCuey, as you know. Put the new yoke in and reset all the bearings and everything. This is the old one, I just rebuilt it and put it into the old housing. But while I was actually going to do a quick vid to show you how these lockers go together that I run in what was an old single spinner. And anyway, I've started cleaning up my parts and getting all that going, and run into a pretty major problem. I'll just tip this old girl over. Geez, that way I turn the old 9-inch. So I've had the pinion in there, that's pretty much set up, ready to go and all wrapped up. I unwrapped it again, and I'll be interested to see whether you guys will be able to see this or not, but yeah, you can see it, I can see it anyway. But through here, all the way through, and it appears to stop just here, there's a massive crack. So that whole nice cast piece is about ready to fly off right at the pinion, because this old girl's trying to pull itself to pieces all the time now that it's got the locker in, I suppose. Normally axles on the Holden would be the weak point on these 29 splines, but yeah, so that housing's shot, and I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do about that. I've got all this gear to put the centre still back together, but I'm now debating whether that's even worth it. This was always just a patch up, you know, to give me some lock. I have another upgrade on the way, but I'm waiting for my Detroit locker to come for, I've got a new centre here, nice new strange aluminium centre and all the parts to go with that. Nice new billet yoke and everything that will go into this, with the Daytona size bearings, which this would be probably my main diff for doing Sandown and any of the long tracks. This is going to have this is a 3-to-1, so this new gear set will be long track for me, I think. But this one had a this old gear set here is 325, which is pretty much what most of you guys would have for cruising around on the street. But I don't know what to do with this now. Well, this is pretty much going to go in the bin. You'd be a fool to try and run that. Or really, I guess, do I put these gears, which are mated and matched and ready to go, and this is as soon as I put them into this housing, though, it changes then the pinion depth. Everything will have to be reset up, and in actual fact, I might as well just, I don't know, I have no Detroit locker to mount all this on and finish it, so I'm waiting for that all to come from the States. It's going to be another 2-3 weeks. I need to be on track in 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do at the minute. So after a little bit more thought, I'm going to go online now and go and finish my gin, and see how much I can get a housing for. If I can get a housing alone, cast iron one I think will be the cheapest, because even buying a second-hand diff will be, I think the cheapest I've seen in through eBay is still $500-600. I can buy the aluminium housing for $500, which may end up being the best effort. I just need to get a diff together as quick as I can with this ratio in it to go to Winton again. I can pretty much slot, you know, this pinion will just come straight out of here, go into another housing. All I've got to do is check the depth of it to reshim. And that will make this part of it standard again. I'd probably I've got a new set of bearings that I can put on these. I wasn't intending to do that, but I can probably put new bearings on this carrier with this Lockrite locker, and Ooh, gee, now I've got to decide whether I bother putting this gear set back in. Yeah, so then I'd run this gear set, and then I'll just pull it apart later in off season and go to the 3.5, which is what this arrangement will end up with. So I'll have 2 diff heads. My short track will be 3.5, and for the longer tracks I'll be running a 3 flat, or if the engine's got enough torque up high, I'll even go lower if I can at Phillip Island, and at Sandown I'll be alright with a 3. But yeah, not having run Phillip Island yet, that's certainly, without 5th gear, looks like you could really do with the legs. But anyway, we'll see how we go. But I'm going to knock this one off and go and start trawling to find out what I can do about a cheap housing, just to throw this one in the bin and reuse this gear for as cheap as possible, just to get myself a diff head in, get these new axles in, and start dummying everything up. That seems to be the best scenario. So anyway, we'll go and have a trawl through eBay and see what I can find in the 9-inch diff thing. Alright guys, cheers. Make sure you check your parts. Throwing things back together. That was I was that close, and if I'd have put that in, that would have been the catastrophic failure that would have smashed the housing to pieces and pulled all the studs out of the diff housing and everything. So it's already telling you it needs to be fixed. You've just got to be looking. And lucky for me, it's another one where I'm a bit disappointed, but if this had showed itself when I had my foot right up it, it would have literally blown it up, locked up the diff, potentially even rolled the car. So this is where it starts, is the inspection and rebuilding of stuff all the time, constantly when you're racing it. Anyway, cheers.